Alrighty, folks. Well, good evening and welcome to another session of our Vecna Eve of Ruin. I'm your Dungeon Master, Dungeon Mister, joined by all of our ruinous players this evening.
Hello.
Hi.
I ruin everything.
Not everything, just everything you touch.
Yeah,
Everything.
Which,
He touches everything.
yep,
Yeah, you gotta touch everything.
that's generally how it goes. If there is a thing, you should probably touch it.
Just a little bit.
But
And
speaking
if it
of,
looks good,
Yeah.
maybe lick it.
well, especially if it's ice cream.
hmm
Unless you're lactose intolerant. And then,
I mean, you can get some sorbets
Yes.
or some oats.
exactly.
What I do.
Or some sherbet. Is there dairy in sherbet?
Speaking of, can't remember if it's sherbet's the same as sorbet, or I think they're different.
I don't know the process
don't
of
know.
making sherbet. It's a thing. All you lactose intolerant people out there can tell us. But speaking of touching things and
I'm gonna touch a snake.
yeah, there is a situation with what's happening in this moment. But before we get into what's going to happen this time, let's talk a little bit about what's happened last time. So, last time, you guys were regrouping outside of the Lambent Zenith's rear section, discussed the arcane wards, split up. Dude, Narrow, and Dread headed to inspect the front portion of the ship near the giant crystallized heart. Zom and Larissa went below deck to speak to Figaro once more, and also to dismantle the arcane ward in the room that he was staying in, the stateroom. During conversation, Zom figured out that his memory had been tampered with, specifically with a modify memory spell. And it seemed to have caused his instabilities in personality. Using his divine intervention, he actually cured Figaro in a flash. His memories came rushing back, piercing everything together. It was Figaro's fault, apparently, that the Lambent Zenith had come this route through the Astral Sea, even though he knew it was dangerous. Now having to face the crew, Figaro left the pair to disable the ward. Easily done once seen, now with a secret of their own. Meanwhile, the trio started to head across the broken and petrified deity, flying over it just barely. As my notes are dumb, Dread and Narrow had seen what looked to be a glamorous robe caught on one of the rib bones. Dread, of course, rushed to go get it, only for it to transform and moan as it duplicated into a large cloaker aberration. Its duplicates all seemed so real and yet not real. Challenge for sure. As swipes were made, none could land, at least until it was grappling Nero, wrapping him up. Zom and Larissa showed up as well, shortly catching up, dealing with the pair of space sharks in the same space as this cloaker creature, as they smelled the blood in the air. They're called scavers. And after this battle with the aberrations, you quickly took to the study underneath the treant and dispelled the arcane ward within. Now all you had to do was find the safe room, get the fragment of the staff, get back to Sigil. You did reach the prow, and it was the one that was stuck to the rocky heart. It was here you met Captain Imdra. Though a little prickly about etiquette, she said you could take the rod if you could open the doors, which you apparently had already disabled the arcane locks for. She was surprised to hear this, and even more surprised to hear that her crew was alive. She wanted to go to meet them, but not unwhole. Since her mechanical wing was broken, she didn't want to present herself in such a way that was unbefitting of her station and being. You guys tried to think of ways to fix her wing, came up short-handed. But you still had a path forward and down to the safe room. Opening it was as easy as pushing the door open. Unfortunately, the rod piece wasn't in here. But there was a carved tunnel leading down into this heart. I followed this as it opened up to the heart chambers, half petrified, half beating and pulsating. Heading further, and you could see a great beastly serpentine creature, nearly a dragon, resting on the ceiling here. Quote unquote, trying to sneak by it. It was alerted to your presence. As some of you actually were trying, but a failed attempt by Zom and a purposefully failed attempt by Dread.
What are you talking about?
A-
Purposely fit.
A you know what you did. But it dropped down to the ground with more speed than you had anticipated. We've already rolled initiative, and that is where we are going to pick up, just right in the middle of this. As well, bad news is that Nero, you're going to hear the same song twice in 1 week.
That's fine.
But that will take us to this Hurtlod creature. Hurtlod? Hurtlode? As it drops down from the ceiling here, kind of smashing into the petrified bits and squelching into the squishy bits. It leaps down and immediately tries to bite out towards dude.
What? I'm gonna do I'm gonna spend a lucky make disadvantage.
Okay, making it roll a nat 1
Hey.
as it snaps out, getting a big mouthful of rock right next to you. It is then going to clamber up and take a swipe both at Dude and Dread with its claws.
Why would it do such a thing?
Ooh, I'll try it. I'll take
Am I raging right now?
You are raging right now.
Okay.
That is why you have that thing on there. Getting a 27 to hit Dude
Ooh, yeah.
as you take 21 points of slashing damage.
I'm going.
I'm gonna
try and deflect it. Use my reaction.
All right, trying to deflect it.
Yeah, I'm gonna use my reaction to attack the thing for attacking dude.
Okay.
Let's see. I don't
So-
get to do reckless.
4 plus.
Plus your monk level plus your dex, so it should be like plus 15.
Plus 17.
17, 21. You take 0 damage from it,
21.
narrowly deflecting this thing as Dread lashes out with its fiery weapon.
And am I able to spend a focus to send it back or no?
I would say with its claw, nah.
Okay.
It's got little nubby claws. Dread, you are not attacking recklessly, so it will be a 12.
Yeah, I have reckless turned off. I'm like, why do I have advantage on this?
I don't know. A 12
Nothing
is
either.
going to miss, though, as you lash out. And at which point it lashes out with its own claw towards you in turn.
Yeah, you'll have that.
Getting a nat 20.
You'll
as
have that.
you take 33 points of slashing damage. Reduced to 16 because you are raging in this moment. Because
Lucky me.
you got mad before you started to, quote-unquote, sneak around. That will end its turn, taking us to Nero.
We're going to cast bonus action Hunter's Mark on him.
Okay. Focusing your aim.
And we're going to attack it with a longbow.
All right.
And we put Hunter's Mark and our longbow.
25 will absolutely hit it.
All right. First attack for 14.
All right. As it seems like most of your weapons damage doesn't do as much as you were hoping to it. Seems resistant to your arrow. But the force from the mark of hunting definitely penetrates its tough outer exterior.
All right. And we're going to do another attack. Not one.
Nat 1 as it catches the arrow in its mouth and just bites it in two.
And then we're gonna get Ravi to move a little bit further up there, and that'll be it.
All right. As Ravi moves further in, this creature will use its legendary action to... This thing's so fast. It will clamber, quickly slithering like a snake, turns about, and heads into the next room, out of your view.
I don't like that.
Which will take us to Jeffrey's turn.
That's certainly strange.
Alright, so what to do, what to do, what to do. Alright, so I can get up to it. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35.
As you
40.
rush up into this room, you can see this area, this black tar-like substance, just kind of pooling and roiling within. As you approach it, I need you to give me a... Yeah, the air in here is humid. Pool on the floor, black sludge that shimmers like an oil slick. Give me an intelligence saving throw.
Oh, come on, man. I'm a dumbass.
And it's just kind of as you get in there. With a 9, you take 10 points of force damage as this, just kind of being around this slick causes you to hurt.
Ooh.
And as you step in here, it squelches the ground. It's I would say the ground in here is definitely squishier than most. That black liquid just kind of exudes out of the pores within the muscle fibers.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not stuck, but you get in there.
But not close enough.
No, you're not stuck. This is a rock that you'd have to climb over. Do you have 10 more feet of movement?
Let's see, I was right beside dude, so 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. No, I only have 5 more feet of movement.
So that rock there that you clamber up onto will be difficult terrain.
One moment. See what I've got in my inventory to do. I will. I'll do something fun. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to throw an alchemist fire at it.
Absolutely. Is it a deck save? Or do you roll to hit it?
Let's see. Go to combat. I think I have something for it.
It makes a deck save.
Throw alchemist fire.
You got a 22 on its dexterity save. As it,
Wow.
you try and throw it right at its neck, as its neck quickly
Does it
whips
catch
around.
the black stuff on fire?
No. The black
Damn it.
stuff is not... It's not actually oil. Something
Okay.
much worse.
Oh, I did that. I'm going to do bonus action stuff.
Okay, bonus action stuff away.
I will second wind
Okay.
myself 12. Second wind, and I'm going to move the rest of the way next to Dude Bro. I don't want to be standing in the black stuff, so I'm
You
going
don't want to be
here.
standing in the black stuff.
Yeah, I wouldn't have even touched it. I would have gone down here.
Yep. As just kind of stepping into this room, the black stuff seeps. It's been seeped into the ground itself in here. Well, anything else for Jeffrey?
Alright. Let's see. Action. Actually, I haven't taken my action yet, did I?
Throwing
No,
the
that was-
alchemist fire.
That was my action. Yeah,
Yep.
you're right. That's everything.
All right, that will take us to Zom.
Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hey, I can see it from over here.
Absolutely.
I was wondering if I was going to be able to. All right. Well, since I have line of sight on it, I don't know much about what's going on yet. Let's give it a Toll the Dead and see what we need later.
Okay, big old wisdom save. On its strongest suit, it got 13.
I believe it got shot by an arrow earlier.
It did.
So
It has taken some damage.
it will take 17 necrotic damage.
As black ichor kind of oozes out of its ear holes. Very, very similar to this liquid on the ground.
Yeah, gross. I don't think I'm going to use them for anything. Well, I guess I could use them for the blood too. No, I'll save it for now.
All right.
Nothing with the bonus action.
That will take us to Dude.
Yeah, well, I'm not gonna let Jeff have all the fun. I'm gonna, at the beginning of my turn here, I'm gonna attune to the elements, and I'll fly over into this room. So you're gonna want a save, I bet.
I guess if you're flying... No, you don't need to save right now.
Cool. I'm gonna fly into the room, and I'm going to position myself above this guy.
Okay.
And I'm going to rain some thunder down.
Okay. If you start slamming into an 18, will hit it.
18. I'm gonna try a stunning strike.
Absolutely, you will. You got a 21.
Passes.
Next attack will be at advantage, though, as you do hit it with the first.
All right. For 14 points of thunder.
We'll take 14 points of thunder damage.
And it's got to make a strength saving throw. I'm gonna try and push it into the black shit.
Okay. Does it matter the size?
Actually, it does. Let me
It
check.
got a 28 though, so don't worry about it.
I believe it's. I'll check. All right, second attack then.
At advantage. Because the stunning strike still has some effect.
Yeah,
You definitely hit it.
26.
This doesn't have much of an armored hide. Are you continuing with the thunder?
Continuing with the thunder. Was it seeming effective?
It seems effective enough.
Let's do it then.
As effective as you would hope. You would notice as you're blasting these thunderous waves around that black ichor would almost react to it around. Like it seems to warble a little bit.
Nice. All right. Bonus action. I will patient defense.
Okay. As you patiently defend yourself, that will take us to Larissa.
Okay. Let's see. Now, I will just move just there. Good enough for me. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to do a mind slither
Okay.
as my action. So I just let out a soft whistle. My wand points to him, and a slither of silver rushes through the air towards the creature. It needs to make an intelligence saving throw of 17.
Rolled a 9.
Okay, and it does
10 psychic damage, and he'll have disadvantage on his next saving throw. Or minus a d4 on his
Speaking
next
of
saving
next
throw.
saving throw, I'd like to then activate my Mantle of Majesty.
Okay.
That is the one. So my eyes take on a soft glow. I become to look effervescent. I look supernatural. And I can use the command spell as a bonus action without
Absolutely.
a spell slot for 1 minute. And then I'd like to cast command and get him to grovel.
All right. Commanding out grovel. Is that a wisdom?
It's a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. So it would just be a straight roll for it. Got a big 13. It'll choose to pass.
Fails. Yeah.
As it seems unaffected by the magic in the moment. Anything else for Larissa?
That is it.
All right. At the end of your turn, like a snake, it will slither through the black stuff and all the way out here, back into the large room, as if
I'm going to take a swing at it, and
it did not disengage. It does not provoke an attack of opportunity.
it just doesn't.
It just does it. Legendary action.
That's terrible. I hate that.
It sprints. Moves up to its speed. This movement does not provoke attacks opportunity. As it sprints up, that will take us to its turn.
It's not gonna
Looking eagerly towards Larissa as she's glowing effervescently. It's going to try to bite down onto her. Getting a 27 to hit.
That fucking hits.
As Larissa, you take 13 points of piercing damage and 16 points of poison damage. I need a strength saving throw. As it chomps down onto you.
Can I spend a lucky point to give me advantage?
Absolutely, that's what it's for. With an 18. As you struggle in its mouth, it swallows you. As you can see, a Larissa-sized thing in its gullet. As Larissa, you have been swallowed.
Oh, that's fucking weird. Do I still get my hellish rebuke?
Absolutely you do.
Okay.
You are blinded and restrained. You do have total cover against everything.
I need to do it at a higher level.
The dex save against your hellish rebuke.
Mm-hmm.
All
Would it
right.
have disadvantage because it's coming from inside?
Well, I would say she's doing it as it's biting out at her, but I will say in this moment, Fabricated is granting the 1 buff to Larissa, so you will have +1 to everything for the next minute. Thank you, Fabricated. So +1 to everything. So it, well, you know what? Sure, I'll give it disadvantage on the deck save. Why not? It got a 19.
Fuck you.
But it still takes half damage. Plus
Okay.
plus 1 from
So
that.
half that?
Half of 16 will be 8. As it takes 8 points of fire damage, which seems to affect it just good enough. All this happening still during its turn. It lashes out with its claws towards Zom. 2 swipes. Getting an 18 and a 28 to hit.
I believe the 28 will hit.
Alright. It slashes across you for 11 points of slashing damage. Which will end its turn. Taking us to Nero. Nero is shooting at it. Silently. A 12 is going to miss. As you are muted.
Sorry. Ravi's going to move up and try to attack him.
Okay.
The first one with the Hunter's Mark. 15.
15 hits it.
All right. So the first attack, force damage.
We'll take 9 points of force damage.
And he's going to attack 2 other times
Okay.
for
Swiping with
17.
17 hits.
Force damage again
We'll
with
take
13.
13 more. As force damage does seem to be an effective damage source.
And a last attack for him is going to be 21.
Absolutely.
And for another 10 force damage.
Ravi tearing into this Hurtleod monster. As Ravi does claw out it, you can see it kind of in its gullet where Larissa is. These black veins kind of start to encrust around the outside. As Larissa, you will it roll? Let's find out. It does not roll. I'll give you a choice. Do you want me to roll or you want to take average?
I don't like that question. Average.
Okay. You take 10 points of necrotic damage as the creature
Okay.
seems to heal itself on the outside.
Hmm.
Which will
Cool.
then take us to Jeffrey.
Jeffrey's gonna yell, "Come back here, you slimy little cunt!" And then he's gonna run, like do a little Starsky and Hutch slide over the rock.
All right. I will say another
And,
intelligence save before you move out as you squelch through the ground in there. The 15. That's
15?
good. You're golden. You are
I'm
unaffected.
smart enough.
Yep. You are unaffected as the ooze that's seeping through the ground barely affects you.
And then I will recklessly attack this son of a bitch.
All right.
Da-da-da-da-da.
With your flaming scimitar and flaming dagger. 18 absolutely hits it.
18.
Takes 11 fire damage.
And I'll do my offhand dagger here. Where is it? Did it go away? Dagger, there it is.
Yes, a 25 will hit it. This creature, though dexterous, does not seem to have very good armor. As fire seems to work well too on it.
Yeah, another scimitar.
25 also hits.
I'm gonna do my sneak attack damage.
Absolutely.
And Would a disarming attack
No.
wouldn't work on
No.
wouldn't work on that?
No.
Making it
There are
holding
some specific parameters. It's inside of its neck, its throat. Or
I'm trying.
She is in. I got you. I got you.
But I will add a pushing attack.
Okay.
15 feet.
Absolutely.
Just to pile on a little bit more damage as well.
Is it a strength save for the pushing?
I believe it is.
All right. It will take 25 points of damage as it will choose to get pushed away.
The strength save is 16, but yeah.
It'll choose to fail. As it slides away willingly. Anything else for Jeffrey?
Let's see. That was, I believe, 30 feet of movement, including the getting over the rock. So I'll take 2 steps forward.
All right. As you take 2 steps forward, the creature, with Larissa still in its gullet, squeezes through this narrow passage here and continues traveling around the corner.
Slippery fuck.
Like a sneaky snake. Which will take us to Zomcog.
I will use my bonus action to... It's to dash. It's got a fancy name. What is it? Adrenaline rush.
Yeah, you feel that adrenaline pulsing. You get some temporary hit points too, I believe, right?
4 temporary hit points.
Hey.
It's proficiency mod. And I will dash. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's see, it went that way. 1. That. Oh, am I on the... I'm not pinging, whatever. This space right above Nero, there it goes. Is that passable, or?
I would say, yeah. It would be narrow for you, so it would take an extra 5 feet of movement to get through there. But yeah.
I don't think I... Yeah, 1, 2, 3. I can just move. 6 gets me there instead of there, and now I can... Yeah. Now I have my action, and I can move again. Do I really want to chase it? Yeah, sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, get up to it.
I do want to get up to it, but do I want to... You know what? I'm going to spell it first.
Spell it first. What are you spelling?
That's a good question. Do I want to spell, or do I just want to cantrip? Those are all big.
You see a Larissa-sized lump in its gullet.
Yeah. I'm not happy about that. I don't... Oh, I do have it. I am going to just cast a first level guiding bolt.
Hey. That's a good spell.
I don't have advantage. Don't know why that's ticked on.
A 19 will still hit, regardless.
16 points of radiant damage.
We'll take 16 points of radiant damage as that kind of fiery light flitters about it.
Yep, the next attack against it will be at advantage, and then I'm just going to run up next to it.
Alright. That will take us to Dex, all the way at the bottom.
Yeah. Alright, so I can move 50
As you're
feet.
flying through this chamber, noticing this bubbling, slick black liquid.
True. Alright. So I can move 50 feet here. If I get to there. So that puts me... Where is that, right here? Did I measure to?
Yeah.
Here. This one.
It's the same if you did it at an angle.
Yeah. So I guess I got to step of the wind.
Alright, using the key point or just going for the good old regular bonus action step of wind?
just regular step of wind here. That's just a dash, right?
It's just a dash.
Yeah, I just need a dash.
All right.
So I will run, and I'll do kind of a like a zigzag thing,
Yeah.
where I'll kind of run up to here, and then I'll dart back toward it, or like pivot and then like zoom right back toward it.
I got you.
In the air and fist forward. There's like a sound barrier, thunder wave
Absolutely.
coming out at it.
Little clap of breaking the sound barrier.
Yep. And I'm going to use my charger feet as well. I moved in a line.
Absolutely.
Extra D8 if I hit at advantage.
At advantage, yeah. You see this glowing light towards it. 28 does hit.
Right.
You'll take 12 points of what kind of damage are you going with this time? Still thunder?
And still thunder, yep.
All right.
I'm gonna follow it up with another one. This one is gonna be a lightning. Oh, the stunning strike. Hopefully, on that first one.
Stunning strike on the first one.
Yeah.
Got a nat 20.
Yeah. So I would have advantage on this one.
You will.
Okay. So then 19. Otherwise, it would have been a 14.
Fair enough. A 19 will hit. And you said lightning?
Lightning. I don't
All
get
right.
charged on this one. For 13 lightning.
As you would notice, it does seem susceptible to being shocked. It shocks for a moment. That lightning would pulse through it. Larissa, you also take 13 points of lightning damage. But you can see it start to gag.
Oh, all right. That's a sore spot for you. That's all I got on my turn here, though.
That will take us to Larissa. Larissa, at the start of your turn, you take 13 points of poison damage from the secretions within this thing's gullet.
Good eye. Okay, I have a question.
And answers.
So, one of my things, is the whole celestial revelation.
Mm-hmm.
Necrotic shroud.
Yeah.
It says creatures other than your allies within 10 feet of you must succeed on a charisma saving throw. It says nothing about the creature having to see you.
Okay.
If I do that, will it vomit me up? Or will it just become really scared of itself?
It would probably be frightened of whatever's inside its mouth. But you're in its mouth. So it would be a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. I don't want to give it away, but it will have an effect that is not necessarily negative. Could be seen as positive.
You know what? I don't care. I want to see what happens.
Okay.
So I'll do that. I won't do that just yet because that's a bonus action.
Absolutely.
As my actual action, let's see. Oh, should I do? No, not that one. That's only if it actually actively attacks me. Well, I guess as a action, I'll just start. Does it have a disadvantage if it's close? I'm not sure. It doesn't say anything. Just start sparking it up from the inside. Eldritch Blast.
It will be at Disadvantage because
Disadvantage?
you're blinded. Yeah. And restrained.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Start blasting in from the inside. Yeah, all 3 of those hit.
Excellent.
Why didn't it try to swallow me, Steven? I was right next to it. I was chasing after it.
Because I'm shiny.
She did some shiny stuff.
I have these flaming swords. They're spicy.
I
You
debated
might
it.
like kimchi.
It will.
Oh, and I need to add on. I've got to add on my thingy, my agonizing.
It says
Bullshit.
+5 to each.
+5 to all those.
So
Sorry,
15.
9, 9, and
Gotcha. 12. So we'll take a good chunk of damage. Was it 9, 9, 12?
9, 9, 12.
All right.
And I would like to do my celestial revelation.
All righty. Is that a wisdom
And
save?
It's a it's a charisma saving
Oh,
throw. 17. Yes.
it got a 7.
And I'm not gonna say what it looks like unless it vomits me up.
It does not vomit you up, but it is frightened, meaning it's not moving anywhere for the as long as it's frightened.
Yay!
Right.
End of 10.
All right. That will take us to its turn. It's going to bite out at Dude.
Oh. Give it disadvantage on the first one, lucky point.
All right. Got a 17 to hit.
Meets it.
As you take 13 points of piercing damage and 3 points of poison damage. I need a strength saving throw. With
13.
a 13. You feel yourself get tugged into its gullet as well.
Okay.
Also swallowed, blinded, and restrained by
How
this
much damage
creature.
did you take?
16.
16.
It will then slash out at Zom. A couple of claw attacks, as it is. Well, I will also say, to be fair, dude, if you want to get your lucky point back, it already had disadvantage because it's frightened.
I would like it there.
But slashing out at Zom, getting a 19 and a 26 to hit,
The 26 will hit.
as you take 16 points of slashing damage. As it's unsure of what's happening, you see its eye kind of like twitching about, looking as it's trying to just slash out at anything. It's doing its best to try to swallow whatever is inside with as much haste as possible. You see those black veins engulf or kind of encapsulate most of its neck, as now there's 2 large lumps within it.
Can it swallow us all so we can all fight it from the inside?
There's
That would be a
there's
great story.
only one way to find out.
Yeah, I'm on my way. Don't worry.
That will take us to Nero.
He's gonna move up about right there,
Okay.
and we are going to cast Conjure Barrage.
Okay.
This is a 60-foot cone, so it should be.
Zom, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, definitely more than enough. So we're gonna cast that, and let's see, right on over the dragon. He's got to do a dexterity save.
What does this look like? We've never seen this before. Tell us about it.
So, Narrow would just notch one arrow and say something in Sylvan. The arrow would start glowing like bluish and green. And right when it's above Zam's head, it would split and multiple arrows and hit on the.
So the barrage affects everything in that cone.
No,
does not.
it does not.
Target
I can
Oh.
choose who.
Okay.
each creature of your choice
Gotcha.
within the cone makes a dex save.
Nice. As it absolutely explodes into a area in front and around and above Zom. Gonna make a dex save. It got a 20 on its dexterity save.
Okay, so it's gonna take half. Gonna take 10.
It will take 10. Does Hunter's Mark
10
apply
force damage.
to...
No, so
It's an attack roll.
it's not gonna apply. So it's gonna take
It'll take
9.
9 points of force damage as all these arrows kind of pelt into it. Anything else for Narrow?
When can he move? 40. And I'm going to line 40 feet. Oh, he's gonna move right there. Robbie's gonna move. Oh, right beside Zom right there, and that'll be it.
All right. At the end of your turn, you see those veins on its neck pulsate and squeeze as... I feel like rolling it. It's going to be the same thing anyways. Larissa and Dexter each take 10 points of necrotic damage as this thing... Its wounds start to heal on the exterior that you see greatly. Which will take us to Jeffrey. The Dread. Stanton.
He was running. He's gonna get to there. And then he's gonna tell Narrow to shoot that fucker again. I'm giving up my one of my attacks so that he can use his reaction to take an attack
Okay.
with the weapon. And adds a D8 to that.
To the damage?
Yep.
All right.
Let's do a longbow attack.
Shoot. A 16 will hit. And roll your damage. Plus another D8.
Plus
That's
another
pretty good.
D8.
5 of it being force. And 12 of it
17.
not being. Yes.
And did I get the second attack on that one? Is just that one?
It's just
shot?
it's just a reaction one shot. You get to take one attack,
Okay.
not an attack action.
That'd be cool.
So yeah, it takes.
Anything else for Jeffrey?
Let's see, what can I do? What can I do? Let me see something real quick. No, I don't really use hit dice just yet. That's my turn. I'm gonna end there.
Okay, that will take us to Zom.
Because I can't use it, give up my other attack to move at this point, right? I have to give up my
Correct.
entire action.
It's your action, yes.
Yeah, I don't have bonus actions just yet to move or dash.
Not yet.
And that's everything I can do for now.
All right, taking us to Zom. Zom, what you got?
I may regret this, but when do you ever get a chance to do this? I'm just gonna reach out a bare hand and place it against this creature and cast Arm. Constitution save DC 16.
All right, taking a big old con save. It does get a 23.
Okay, it will take 24 points of necrotic damage.
All right, as
What does that look like? I want to know.
Yeah. Tell us. Describe it to us.
Because harm is awesome.
For this, it looked kind of like a depth charge. Like it just kind of placed against him and then exploded, like right where I touched.
Hell yeah!
Absolutely.
Just a localized explosion, but
unfortunately,
it doesn't sound like it was a very large. It didn't explode him completely.
It did explode. He just was. He's a big, tough, old-legged snake monster creature. Also seems resistant to necrotic damage.
Reasonable. Well, then I'm going to use my bonus action and one of my War Priest charges to stab him.
Absolutely.
Ooh, 12.
12 is going to be missing, unfortunately. It dexterously just kind of evades, kind of imposing its spikes in way of your stabbing. Anything else for Zom?
That was all of my types. So I guess I can move. But here, I will step up and give Jeff a square if he wants it.
Okay. Taking us to Dexter, as you are swallowed whole.
Ooh, all right.
Blinded, restrained. What's up?
So, what I kind of want to do is I want to just kind of focus for a second and just try and expand all of the elements all around me. And I want to try and do an elemental burst on myself.
Okay.
So I want to do a big lightning one.
Okay. The deck save.
But it's a deck save. And
I'll-
would it have?
I'll give it disadvantage because you're inside of it. Yeah, you just exploding. What flavor? Lightning? Yeah, both you and Larissa are at disadvantage.
Sorry, Larissa. I failed.
It got a 19 on his dexterity save. As Larissa, I need a dex save as well at disadvantage.
Can I spend a lucky point to give me a flat roll?
Yes.
Oh, I should have done that.
And roll us some of that damage.
Fuck.
That was a good roll.
Fuck!
That was a good roll. Larissa and Dude both get electrocuted for 29 points of damage as this explosion.
Oh, just kill me, why don't you?
It will take the half of that. And needs to make a save.
I'm gonna go ahead and use evasion.
Okay, so you take half.
Take half.
As you somehow evade your own explosive electric energy, as you guys can see lightning crackling and popping inside of its neck that just illuminates with this glow. At which point
You also hear me scream.
you also hear Larissa scream. As lightning starts to explode out of its mouth, it will regurgitate both of them onto the ground.
Hell yeah. I will pop up using 25 feet of movement.
Gotta take that athletic feat for it to make sense.
And then I am going to bonus action flurry of blows.
Okay.
Spending a focus. Keeping her light then. I don't have disadvantage anymore.
19 will hit.
Stunning strike.
Okay. Got a 22.
Passes. Okay, advantage on the next one.
As you
Actually, I should roll damage first.
this electric shock into it, you'll take 15 points of damage.
Lightning. Okay.
Lightning kind of arcs across its sizzling body. You can see as the lightning hits it on the exterior, just kind of these veins start popping. And that black liquid just kind of pops out. Nat 20, yes, it will hit it. No way for it not to. Take 17 more points of lightning damage.
Okay, the last one.
Last one.
It's not at advantage.
Not with advantage. Still a 17 hits. As this lightning popping all these dark veins along it takes 10 points of lightning damage. Anything else for dude?
That's all I got.
That will take us to Larissa. What does Larissa look like right now? Because you did the necrotic shroud, right?
Okay, so she still has a glow about her because she's still got the mantle of majesty going on.
Absolutely.
But instead of a warm, radiant glow, it's more smoky glow. Because you notice that her usual...
Are we frightened of you now?
No.
Allies aren't frightened of me.
Okay.
And let's all assume that you've probably seen this before.
Yeah.
Where her hair is normally golden, bouncy curls, it's become flat, drab, grey colour.
Oh.
Her once sun-kissed skin looks pale, like she hasn't seen the sun. She has these 2 skeletal wings sprouted from her back. And her eyes are just glowing. Well, not glowing. They're voids.
Love it.
Ooh. The snake thing's still frightened of her, isn't it?
It is.
I'm going to assume that I am on the ground, prone.
Yeah. Covered
I'm
in this.
first going to glare at fucking dude.
Yeah.
We're going to talk later.
I got you out, didn't I?
Okay. And you know what? I know it's late in the game. I probably shouldn't have done this first turn, but I'm just going to do fucking synaptic static on this fucker.
Okay. Tell us about that. Are you still kind of on the ground, just like one arm back and another?
I'm on the ground.
Absolutely.
Just like, yeah, see, she's honestly the maddest that you have, like the most furious that you have ever seen her so far in this timeline, in this period. It was like she just looks at it and just static electric shots, kind of like dude, arise from her body all over her skin, and she just points at it. At this time, it's black. Just black static goes into its head and just... And I am aiming...
Where's the area?
Yeah, where's my little measury toolie doovy whacker? Okay, so I'm aiming for about here.
All right.
Because it's a 20 radius, 20 foot diameter.
It's a 20-foot radius, so it would be...
Okay, so... Well, you know what? You deserve to...
I know.
Just give him a little taste. He's like, one that would be hitting that. Love it.
That's why I was laughing.
Absolutely do it.
Okay, and they have to make a intelligence saving throw of 17.
Is that with your +1?
Well, the damage will be with +1.
I don't have advantage. It's only a 6.
It did get a nat 20. It still fails. Go and roll us some of this synaptic static damage.
With pleasure.
Is Zom in that too?
He's like on the very edge. Not really.
Let's look at a 20-foot. I will say for flavor, it'll just get dude, not Zom, because it's funnier that way. Oh yeah, 20-foot does. That's a 20-foot.
Disadvantage on
Yeah,
everything.
but that also hits herself.
So it would be there. Perfect. As for 30 points of psychic, this dark synaptic static, as it pulses out from its head. What dude get on his intelligence save?
A 6.
Dude takes 30. Creature also takes 30 points of damage. As Larissa, what does it look like as you end this horrible, beastly, snakely creature thing? This hurt a lot.
I think that the static it covers its body and it grabs into those places where that like those veins were bursting, and it just makes its way through those veins and just black everywhere.
Everywhere, like ink everywhere, and that faint electricity kind of clinging to them, almost like little, like what is that, the magnetic liquid kind of stuff that kind of clings to this electricity, just flowing towards it and around it as the creature falls. Slamming about the place.
God fucking damn it, Rissa. I didn't get a turn. Do you know what it would be like to have like it swallow me head first into a gaping maw? Give my life perfect symmetry, for fuck's sake.
Okay.
Yeah, good fight. We win. Yeah.
I barely even got to attack it. Yeah.
Jeffrey?
Yeah,
As you see, like, she gets up and she's got, acid. She's got skin sloughing off. She's got fucking dark burn marks. She's been fucking electrocuted. And it's like, I am not in the mood for one of your stupid little fucking tantrums.
And Jeffrey will he will hand you, pretty sure that's, yeah, he'll hand you a potion of healing.
Is that for the one buff? Extra one.
Thank you.
Yeah, from the one book.
That's already.
Can I use the first piece of the
Sorry,
rod?
I got a little
Anyone?
focused on fighting the snake. I like to fight sometimes, a lot.
I understand.
As his muscles are still bulging.
Yeah, I'm like,
But
it's that like
it's not.
like guys that work out. He's just like, it's like, I need to go kill something.
Okay,
I understand. You just need to come down from it sometimes, okay?
Yep. He's like looking at you, handing you the potion, and taking his dagger and stabbing the snake while it's dead. But the sword's on the ground because he can't stow it anywhere.
Absolutely.
I take the.
Like, I'll try to do better, Rissa. Sorry. He continues to stab it.
As Zom is he pulls out that piece of the first piece of the rod. What were you trying to do with it, Zom?
Just kind of use it like a dowsing rod and try to find the second piece of the...
Absolutely. Yeah, as you kind of hold out this rod piece toward this felled creature. Yeah, you feel it. It's in its belly.
Oh, can I cut it out? Can I cut it out? Can I cut it out? Let me cut it out.
Before Dread can do anything, Nero would tell Ravi to go and just rip the stomach open.
No, Robbie, no. Wait your turn. No, come on, no, Robbie. You're next.
Ravi leaps on and just starts tearing into it.
Dread hops right beside him and starts tearing into it as well.
As
we'll see who gets to it first.
This black liquid, I will need Ravi and Dread to give me intelligence saving throws.
It's not good on intelligence, but he still gets an 18. Okay.
Yeah, Dread, you take 10
14.
points of damage as you're cutting into this. Ravi takes none as this black liquid just kind of sloughs off of them. As eventually, from this black liquid, almost like pooling out, slumps this this small rod piece. That the art looks exactly the same for the second piece as the first piece.
Let's roll dexterity.
To see who cuts it first.
See who gets it first? Okay,
Acrobatics,
let's-
maybe, or
I
sleight
would,
of hand.
I would say just initiative.
Initiative. All right, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, butts.
By one.
Yep. Ravi gets to it first.
Just like so close. Fucking Robbie. Ah.
Probably just gonna take it in his mouth, turn to Zam, and just like look him up just for him to take it.
I will take it. Will they snap together, or do we have literally two pieces?
They cannot
Or is
snap
this-
together.
Not
Actually,
some
you know
kind
what?
of magic where it's just like, yep.
Yeah, they do snap together, but the guy was saying that it doesn't really matter if you snap them together.
Yeah,
or
you
not.
can snap them. Yeah.
And you can use each individual part individually. So it's got to be individual to use the individual part, right?
You just need to have that individual part. I will say, you do get the inkling as they do snap together. The second rod piece it gives you the arcane gate spell once a day.
That makes sense.
Right.
Two large spaces on the ground you can see within 10 feet of you. A portal opens up.
It's a two-way mirror, kinda, where you can. It's the hither dither
Oh, Dungeons and
rod.
Dragons
Yeah.
hither thither.
Yes, exactly. Exactly what it is.
It's a portal.
It's a 10-foot portal, yes.
Healing potion is 2d4, yeah?
Yes, 2d4 plus
Well, I can
2.
give you real hit points if you want.
Just drinks the potion.
No.
We'll say, how dare you, sir? Those are real health potions or real health points, and came from the heart.
I'd say Larissa, the one buff's still going, so you get +1 to that.
Yeah.
Because most of the time, if it had been anybody else, except for his friends, Jeff would not have given them that potion.
Let's see, 63, 70, 120, 150. The party has slightly more hit points than I do.
And I'm going to expend one of my 4th level spell spots to give myself a Cure Wounds.
Okay. Yep, you do that.
I was going to Dimension Door us out of there. You couldn't be patient. $36, and that is fifth.
With the rod piece in hand and the beast slain, what are you guys up to?
Go back.
Yeah, I need to go
To
back.
Sigil, I guess.
I mean, do we have to go back right away? We're on the husk of a dead god. There's got to be some other stuff we can explore.
Yeah, there's got to be something to find here. We're in the heart of like a crystal heart and everything. I want to explore this thing's lair.
As you say that, Dread, you do notice right beside you there is what looks to be a crusted over and petrified vein. What are they called?
Arteries?
Yeah, artery. Thank you. Yeah, you see a crusted and petrified artery here that looks more brittle than most.
What should I do with that? I'm going to try to smash it open.
Yeah, give me an athletics check. With a 21. Where is it?
Just gonna like rock this thing. There's gotta be something in here that's cool.
It breaks down. I can't grab.
entire thing collapsed.
I can't grab that wall. There's a wall there. You can actually look inside. And you can see this artery continuing into the heart.
Well, I found a secret passage. I'm gonna take a look, guys.
Wait up. 2.
Yeah, you are inside of a broken and semi-tubular artery. It doesn't look right, but it's there. Everything hardened inside.
I'm gonna follow this thing to the end and keep a lookout for anything that might spark my interest.
Absolutely. What's everyone else doing as they're delving deep into this artery? Oh, it's because I accidentally deleted the lighting previously.
I guess we're going in there now.
Just.
We could just leave.
Well, we can leave them here, I guess. I can catch up. We can just tell the. We can just go out, tell the captain that the beast is dead. Should be safe for her to, if she wants to go back. Eventually, it'd be safe for her.
Maybe one of us should check that wing thing as well.
Take a look.
Sure, we can go back there and help her out.
I just shouted on a horse. You guys okay? We're gonna leave.
As they're feeling around the walls and stuff. I'll say Dude and Dread, give me a perception check as you're in here.
1 second.
Does anybody know if I have the drift globe? I don't remember if I do.
I don't know who else would. Oh, she has it.
You haven't?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
28.
Dread's lights are lighting up the area in here. I forget you guys can't see, actually.
I've got the swords.
They are illuminating a red glow within. Yeah, with a 28. Jeez.
Much better than mine.
Jeff, wedged into a wall in here, you can see something cylindrical and metallic.
I'm going to like put down my scimitar, and then I'm going to like take my hand and just like try to punch into it around the whatever the cylindrical object is and grab it.
Yeah, as you grab it and pull it out, looks like a very ornate spyglass. I would say valued at about 1,500 gold.
Ooh.
And it's just super ornate.
Does it seem magical?
It does not, but it is ornately crafted.
Okay. I'm going to put that in my inventory. I'm going to put that in my bag. And is there anything further?
The tube continues.
Yeah.
And it continues
Got a
upward.
Got a sweet spyglass, my dude.
Oh, sweet. That looks like it's about, what, 1,500 gold?
That's what I hear.
Yeah, it's about the same value as those sheaths you were looking for.
Well, one sheath.
Just one.
One sheath. Fuck.
Oh,
Fuck.
But Larissa, it seemed like they ignored you and said we're fine. They're looking for stuff as they follow this tube.
You hear fuck going from the hall.
But as I would say, you would all actually end up regrouping outside as the tube that Dude and Dread are following does lead above the heart in one of the tubes there that you guys see.
With the aorta.
Yeah. You guys would arrive out there while the others would arrive on the steps the regular way.
Oh, hey guys.
You guys would arrive out there.
All right.
You fly up and over.
So let's make sure we tell the captain, and then we can try to one last time before we go to repair that wing.
Yeah, we'll let the captain know it's probably as safe as it's going to get if they want to travel to the other part of the ship.
All right. I'd say the door was never fully shut as it slides it open pretty easily. You can see her inside, tinkering with the wing, frustrated. Oh, I thought I heard something. Sounded like quite a battle. And you're all alive. Well, she kind of shrugs. Did you find what you were looking for? The artifact,
Yeah,
that is.
I mean, but you missed out on this huge fuck off snake down there that we had to battle, man. It was crazy.
I have seen the beast, not one I would like to trifle with alone. It's a good thing you have good companions by your side.
Absolutely.
Still need help with that
any more of
that
those
wing?
snakes around here we can fight?
I think it was just the one. No, I'll figure it out eventually, as it is a captain's duty to, well, make do with what is had, right?
Yeah, but it's also nice to ask for help when we need it, and it seems like you do need it right now.
If you've already looked it over,
I did not. No.
Your companion
Points to
did.
Dread.
I'll
Yeah,
be fine.
I was a bit off earlier. I mean, I can give it a second go. You know,
I'll try. I'll give it a go if you let me.
No, it's quite all right. I appreciate your insistence, but honestly, when you looked it over and couldn't figure it out, I started rethinking my way of thinking of the intricacies of this one mechanism in here, and I think I'm on the cusp of figuring it out.
all right.
It shouldn't be too long. But at least I won't have to deal with that serpentine creature.
No. Well, we're gonna go back, let them know that you're alive and that
Should be safer to find parts if you need to scavenge, you know.
Oh, no, don't tell them. Let it be a dramatic entrance. The return of the fated captain. I think that would be a good one.
All right, and you be safe, Captain.
No, you as well. We'll keep it our little secret.
Great. Shall we get back to Sigil?
See what else? No, it was that way.
Good luck on your saving the world and all that. Worlds. Sounds noble.
Yes, we're gonna need the luck. Thank you.
Good luck with your wing.
She'll be fixed up in no time. She just gives a nod as she diligently gets back to. You hear a pop and a clang as some pieces go flying across the floor. That didn't need to be in there anyways. She just kind of gets back into it. What? You guys heading back up to the portal?
Hmm.
Is there anywhere else to explore?
Unless that's not what we're here to do.
All right.
And let's head back to the portal, I guess. Wherever it is now.
Alright. I mean, you know it was like a mile up, essentially.
Yeah, let's go. Keep our eye out for them big old monsters. Stay away from the lights.
Alright. As you drift on up, spending a few minutes to quickly fly up, the large monolith that is this broken and dead god starts to fade away into the silvery clouds below you as you head up into space above, eventually seeing that glistening silvery doorway from whence you came. Do you all step through? Or fly
Let's
through?
go.
I'll fly through, I guess.
Alright.
Yep.
Leaving the void or absence of void that is the Astral Sea. You step once more into the kind of, well-lit and glistening halls of the Sigil Sanctum. I don't know why the weird light stuff's happening there, but deal with it. And as you would come to, hey, Brindreg's there. He's not here.
It's going.
As you would come to in here, where you would see Mordenkainen kind of looking about. As you guys are there. Successful, I see. Or rather, successful, I take it.
Indeed.
Hmm.
Two down.
More or less. I mean, unfortunately, we did lose one of our companions. Well, not lost, but decided to pursue another venture.
Rolls his eyes. It does happen from time to time. Not everyone has the gumption to seek out saving the universe. It has come to my attention that I have been absent-minded. I should have lended you this to start. Perhaps it could help you on your journey. Then he kind of pulls out that chime. This indeed. Should you wound a foe, the ideal and perfect target would be Vecna himself, should you get close enough. It is not a one-time thing. We only use it once per supposed dawn. And should a creature be armed, the spell will work perfectly, provided it is not countered. As he hands out the chime. Perhaps one of the more arcane noted individuals could utilize this as he looks towards both Larissa and Zom.
And that was a lot of big
So,
words. What does
where
that
does it
do?
send him to?
Well, let's say this is Vecna. It would send him to his home plane, where he can be dealt with proper. Where he would be powerless.
Oh, I thought he would still have his powers and be sent there. Okay, cool.
No, no. It is quite a
It would just be like a
complicated
kind of a.
being.
I thought it would just be like a setback for him and not like a major, like be the end. Okay,
Setback
cool.
is, well, more than we could hope for in this moment, but we'll take what we can get.
All right.
In the
Thank you.
meantime, you may use this as, well, as you see fit. Think of it as a gift. Something to help you on your way.
It's very much appreciated.
Yes, you seem all too
Isn't it,
eager for
guys?
magic. He tries to hand it to Larissa or Zom. One of you more attuned
Yeah,
individuals.
yeah, I'm not trying to take it. I'm just being like, no, this sounds really helpful.
Yes,
Thanks. And then I'm
yes,
like,
yes.
hey guys, thank the man, and let's take this and get more stuff later.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, with most creatures, they will come back within a minute, but I have a feeling with the rod's power, it should do just the trick for Vecna. Well, I have some catching up to do in the study. I do believe that Lestrio should be around here somewhere to help you out, should you need it. Sure, you need to divine where the next piece goes, and she needs to attune the teleportation cloak to such a place. I will take my leave of you with this chime in your hands. I only hope it is not a gift given in poor judgment.
Well, thanks a lot. You have a good one. And then I'm going to start taking a short rest. Just kind of lounging around.
As you start lounging around, coming down the stairs of one of the four cornered areas, you would see a Lustriel start to wander down. I don't remember which one it's actually hers. We'll just say this one. As radiant as ever, she enters into the room. Oh, good. And as she enters, we'll take our little 5-10 minute break there, as we have successfully retrieved the second rod piece. Only 5 more to go. 5 more destinations. Or more. So, we're going to take our 5-10 here, folks, so stick around. We'll be back in a few. Alrighty, folks. Well, welcome back to it. Last we left off, our troop had successfully retrieved the second piece of the Rod of Seven Pieces. And with a farewell to the dead god floating in the astral sea, headed back to the Sigil Sanctum, where the Wizards 3 are preparing as best they can. Mordenkainen actually gifted you with the chime to use even for now before you get to Vecna, as it could help you in the future. As he went to his studies, the silver-haired maiden, Celestial Silverhand, looks pleased to see you. Ah. Well, have you been successful so far, it would seem? No one worse for wear? Oh, I guess it must not be that
I
exciting.
mean, myself and Larissa got a little bit beat up, but then so did dude over there.
Oh,
They actually got
please.
swallowed by this fucking snake. It was wild.
I would believe it. There are dangerous creatures in the astral. Is where I'm told you went.
If you want to hear the story, I have a seat. I will regale you.
Perhaps over dinner this evening, while you rest up. Did you retrieve the second piece, though?
We did.
Two.
It was inside the spoilers. We'll show. We'll watch dinner.
She smiles. Yes, save the story for dinner. Well, do you mind if I take a look at it so I can prepare the portal cloth for the next locale?
Sure. I was just about to check and see where it was myself.
Of course.
Oh, you guys. So while dude and I were traveling through that artery, found this spyglass thing. Looks pretty expensive. Do you guys want me to split this with you, or may I have it?
What's it for? Is it just to look at me?
Yeah,
Or
it's
does
like
it do
a ship
something-
spyglass. Here, I'll hand it over so you can inspect it yourself if you would like. It doesn't seem to be like magical in nature. It seems to just be a regular spyglass, but I don't know much else about it other than it looks expensive, well made, like
Does
more
look pricey.
more ornamental than
Been useful?
useful. Yeah.
Is it truly just ornamental? And
It is.
I'll
It is
take a
not
look
magical.
through it through the spyglass part and be like, oh no, is it cursed? It took my eye.
shame.
But yeah, I'll split the loot with you if you want me to, or I can take it and go try to buy a scabbard or a sheath for one of these.
I don't see a problem with doing that.
I appreciate that. I just didn't want to, be sneaky about it. We
Assume.
did this as a group, and I wouldn't
You
have been able
found
to
it?
get that. Yeah. Well, I wouldn't have been able to find it without the rest of you. the one who even been there in the first place. So it belongs to the group unless, you agree otherwise.
I think you do need a scabbard for that's one of your weapons, so it's fair that you sell it.
Yes. Can you not put those out? I don't want you, as she's kind of holding the rod piece delicately, as Dredd is sitting on the couch holding two flaming swords.
Oh yeah, I can go put them in the fireplace in a bit.
Yes, please do that. I would. Oh, you went to a fire sale, did you?
Yes, sorry, I
Yes.
wasn't there to supervise their spending.
Yes, I went to the fire sale.
Before I could say anything, he already
And-
gave his money, so.
But
And-
they're swords that are on fire, They're pretty fucking sweet.
I do see the draw. But
And I just have to save up a little bit more money and get another sheath.
I see.
Because it's...
Or a better weapon, I would persuade
or
you.
a better weapon. But we'll see. I mean, you think I can get a better weapon for 1,500 gold than these?
Maybe we can always see what fire sale has to offer.
Well, you might be able to include them in a barter. I'm uncertain what you could find out there, but the sigil is known to have everything. But not this piece of the rod. And she'll hand it back to Zom as she... It would seem that your next item of procurement is somewhere on Corvair, a continent on the world is known as Eberron. Specifically, it seems to lie somewhere in the Mornland, on Mount Ironrot.
What's this Eberron like?
Fantastic machines of arcane and divine and, well, technological nature as well. I believe there is an intelligent species called Warforged there. They created...
This might be perfect. This might be perfect. I have so many plans for the Dread Cave.
There even are, like... We're larger ones at one point. Titans. I would be wary, though. Navigation is, from what I have divined, is tough in Mount Ironrot.
Well, is it going to interfere with the rod itself, leading us to the other rods?
Well, that would explain why its exact location cannot be determined. You see, there is a bit of muddled magic within the Mornlands.
Are you or anyone else here magical able to scry? I think that's the word on the other piece of the rod.
Would be the muddled magic I was speaking
Again?
of.
Okay. I'm just trying.
Anything
since I'm not
within
magical myself, I'm looking for ways around it.
Of course.
To step on your toes.
No, you should look for ways around it. Nothing within a mile or two of Mount Ironrot can be perceived through magical scrying senses. Spells or other such magics could, well, never reveal a true location of anything within. And traveling...
Do you see anything on the outside that would give us any indication of what's going on inside? Like
no,
outside that radius?
You see, Mount Ironrot is ever-changing. The distances between locations anywhere is always indeterminate.
How does it change?
Through the muddled magic. There is also a perpetual low fog everywhere.
So it's gonna be a labyrinth. Fantastic.
Also, I would make note to bring food, as there is no safe food to forage in the Mournland. Monsters are indeed everywhere. I wouldn't linger too long in any one locale either. Heard of creatures as blaze bears. I don't know what that means, although I've heard stories that they are terrifying.
Sounds like a bear that's on fire.
That is what I would assume as well.
Well, this sounds like a trip for tomorrow.
I would recommend you get a rest, as you all look quite weathered, and perhaps make any preparations you may need within Sigil. Or if there's anything I could help you with, do let me know. Interesting indeed.
Would you be willing to or able to help fund our expeditions?
Fund, I've already gifted you with some pretty heavy magical quantities
Yes,
myself.
and that's why I didn't want to sell those magic off, but they
Oh,
were on
no,
loan.
please don't. Those are from a
Yeah.
personal collection. If you would
Exactly,
like
that's why.
to trade one out for something different, I do have a wide selection of trinkets, miscellaneous, the occasional weapon or two in storage here within the cabinets. If there's anything that catches your eye or anything you can think of, well, just let me know, and be happy to exchange one loner for another.
I really appreciate the loaner. It's I like what I have.
Of course. I will say those magics, while useful, while you are on Mount Ironrot itself, they will be, well, extra, since you will already everything and everyone within the mount is under the same effects as the rings.
Okay.
Cannot be found, cannot be scryed upon, although your thoughts could be sensed, I believe. Were you seen?
Perhaps we should trade it out then. They are, as you say, redundant.
Yes. It will also take me some time to repair the portal, so please, if you need to extend a leave into Sigil, I can assure you it will not be time wasted, as time does work differently here. I am still exhausted from our wish to bring you here the first time, and I believe you've been here for a couple of days, by your accounts. It would seem it's only been about half a day for us here. Time in different realms is always different. But again, let me know should you need anything. Essentially, you guys, if you want to switch out for any uncommon item within reason, I will say no to certain things. But she has the majority of collections.
I'm gonna keep mine, but I want to go look for new weapons. We don't need to our roleplay if you don't want.
You can go to those dwarven smiths if you want.
Yeah, basically I have the spyglass, the two on fire weapons, and possibly willing to give up the adamantine battle axe if necessary to make a good deal.
Is that is the adamantine battle axe a common or uncommon?
I believe it is uncommon.
It is uncommon.
I would rather keep it, but you know.
Well, here's a good picture
I know.
of Sigil while we're at it. As Dread's going shopping.
Into the Inception world.
Dread, what are you looking for? Anything in particular?
Basically what I already have. Scimitar, dagger.
You wouldn't be able to get a flaming ones, but you would be able to get +1 scimitar and a +1 dagger.
Basically, I want. Did you say that we don't need the magical properties anymore? That's not required.
For certain monsters, yes.
I would still like to be considered magical.
Of course, you could trade all of them for something like a dagger of venom. The 2 flaming swords, adamantine battle axe, and the spyglass, all for 1. I'd say a dagger of venom.
I'm doing 2-weapon fighting now, so I need 2 weapons.
Well, you still have a regular scimitar, don't you? Or you don't?
No.
They'll throw in a regular scimitar if you want. Or you know what? They would trade them both for a flame tongue short sword if you wanted. Which is a bit better. Or flame tongue scimitar. That flaming.
I can start typing.
And they'll give you a dagger or scimitar for free. Bonus action to light it up.
Yeah, I would do that.
All right.
I'll take that action. How much is the adamantine thing battle axe worth?
Yeah, probably about like 800.
Okay. I've got like 400 other gold, so I'll drop the battle axe and well, I'll keep the scimitar, but I'll change what it is. All right, cool.
Yeah, as you can drag another scimitar over for the flame tongue scimitar.
Will do.
Does anyone else want to do any shopping or any wants that you'd want from the collection?
Probably, but there's no good way to filter this stuff to even know.
You can do it by the lists. Like if you go for like you're looking for an armament. Look at the armament tables.
List. That didn't help.
Or you can also type in tables. And you'll get the relics, arcana, armaments, and implements. Anything from the uncommon section. You can get for free. Could include like gauntlets of ogre power, a javelin of lightning, which is back to the throne. It doesn't shoot a spark anymore. Pearl of power, Periapt of health. Are you guys browsing, or do you?
Bro.
Yeah, I'm looking at all the stuff right now.
But dude he'd spend some time just kind of probably just wandering through Sigil, and just kind of chatting some people up, and just getting vibes and just wandering and taking in the atmosphere.
Absolutely.
A little bit.
Like that twisting sensation, which is Somehow not dizzying for anyone here. I mean, maybe at first when you first see it, but it's not super greatly hard to envision once you're adjusted after a moment. But yeah, you would see angels, devils, modrons, all sorts of creatures. Probably the most prominent, or not prominent, the most standoutish creatures that would stand out the most would be tall. They're like 11, 12 feet tall, pointed ears, elongated heads, with puffs of white hair behind them, just floating in robes, never really stepping on the ground. Looks like they supervise construction and any sort of arguments and kind of enforce, not law, but supervise Sigil itself. You would know these are, you would find out these are called Dabus. And they, well, they are tied directly to the Lady of Pain herself. You would also probably learn that there are a multitude of factions within Sigil, and all kind of prominent in one thing or another. There's the Society of Sensation, which is all about feeling and literally sensations that you would have and feel and embracing those. It could even be, things like anger, lust, could be sadness, it could be just feeling all of the sensations. And that's what they're all about. There would also be, I mean, Sigil is not a perfect city because there are, well, chaos men, anarchists, kind of, that do not, like, you probably wouldn't see any, but you would hear about them. There's also the Harmonium, which are all about everything living in harmony and, well, what by force, generally. Then there's the Dustmen, which you encountered previously in your excursion out, which like the thought of death a little too much. But all different species. You would see Fae here. You would see undead walking around, flaming people, freezing people. You would see imps. You name it, you can see it here. Not too many monstrous things, but you don't see... Well, you might occasionally see a small dragon. But I wouldn't say you would see like a troll. You might see an ogre.
I'd probably try and talk to everybody, at least for a minute or two.
And there's definitely a strong sense of like everything tied to the plains is more prevalent here. So tieflings, Asamar, all of the genasi, the creatures tied to the elements. You would even see elementals in their pure form. Maybe even a genie, if you're lucky. But what is everyone changing your items out to? If you want suggestions, I'm more than happy to suggest things.
Yeah.
How much is a potion of greater healing?
There are potions of greater healing. But that cannot be a loner from Illustrial.
No, I mean, I didn't want it to be a loader. I'm just asking how much they cost.
That'd be 400 gold.
All right, I will get one of those.
Absolutely. So, like, for narrow, 100% a +1 bow.
Yeah, I was looking at that one. Or there's the Brace of Archery that basically a +2 the damage rolls, so I don't know.
That is also a good one. Absolutely. I would say either of those can't go wrong. Larissa, like a pearl of power. Nothing wrong with this. Can pearls be used by anyone? I believe so. And Illustra would make these sort of suggestions.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go the brace of archery for the plus to damage rolls.
All right. You now have bracers of archery. Those can definitely be found here.
Yeah, those through a sheet.
Even something as simple as
And I
a...
have a pearl of power.
You may have a pearl of power from Illustra.
Thank you.
Which one should I add? The free basic or from the Dungeon Master's Guide?
Dungeon Master's Guide works just... They're the same thing. But
Okay. Whichever.
if I had to choose, the one that says Dungeon Master's Guide, because it's... I don't know. It's more official?
Is there a way?
They should be about the same.
They
Is
are
there
the
a
same.
way? Is there a
Yeah,
way
they're
to have
now.
like some sort of like gi of protection or like a sash of protection?
What's wrong with the cloak of protection?
What's wrong with the cloak of
Cloak.
protection?
Cloak doesn't go with my vibe.
I would say she doesn't have a gi of protection.
Make it like a
But
sash or something.
she doesn't have the ability to transmute magical items into other sort
Black
of
belt of
Yeah.
protection.
There.
Isn't there just a ring of protection?
Ring of protection is
rare.
rare for some reason, because it used to matter.
And
It doesn't require attunement. Does it require attunement?
No, it also gives a plus to your saving throws as well. It's not just a plus to your
The cloak
AC.
does that
The
too.
cloak does that too now.
Oh, it does now?
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cloak of protection's amazing. We can say it won't harsh your vibes, dude. Like you got the blue kind of hood on the back, so it'll be more like a cape than it is a, it's not like a, doesn't cover your whole form.
No, it does require. Yeah, I don't know.
It used to be because you could only have 2 rings, and rings
Yeah,
were. I think the cloak of protection wasn't as powerful as the ring used to be, or something.
you could also buy a +3 ring of protection and get +3 to all your stuff.
Used to be.
Yeah, I'll take the cloak if she's got one.
She does have a cloak of protection. Zom, any wants or needs?
I mean, nothing particularly interesting.
You get a wand of secrets, wand of detect magic.
You already detect magic.
Yeah, but for free.
If we wait 10 minutes, it's free.
That's true. As long as you prepare it.
It's prepared.
All right.
I've cast a first level spell all game.
Headband of intellect. Eh?
I mean, the min maxer and he wants a cloak of protection, but the character is like, no, he's paranoid as fuck. He wants that non-detection.
Yeah.
I mean, a 19 intelligence doesn't do much.
Brooch of shielding?
You gonna start magic missiling us?
Maybe. I don't know. Circlet of blasting.
If it used my numbers, it would be good, but it doesn't, so we're way too high level for that to matter.
Some sending stones in case you get split up. No, that seems silly. An immovable rod. The literal.
There's a
Maybe.
sex joke in there.
There's a. Yep. You got it. Stone of good luck.
Good one too.
+1 to the skill checks I don't make.
Start making those skill checks.
Everybody else is better.
Not if you have +1 to them.
That's right.
Yeah, you'd be surprised.
Skill checks and saving throws.
You make
If I wanted a +1 to saving throws, I'd rather have the +1 AC.
Well, then get a cloak of protection.
I mean, a 22 AC is
Is better than 21.
you've the 2 times I got hit, you rolled almost 30.
That's because it has +12 to hit.
I'm assuming we're at the level where most things will.
So that means a higher AC's all the more useful.
Well, I took 12 points of damage in that boss fight.
Sounds like Zom wants to keep his ring that he has.
There's nothing interesting and uncommon.
A bag of holding.
I already have one.
Get a second one and make an explosion. I don't know.
We don't use the one we have.
That's why you use the explosion. Alchemy jug. Guys are going to be without rations.
I can create food and water.
All right. Well, it seems like you have an answer to everything.
I'm currently carrying 15 rations and 2 water jugs on me.
I'm just take a wand of magic missiles. I don't know.
It's
Cloak of
not better
Elven
than
Kind, you
cantrips.
put it at your disadvantage.
I didn't hear what.
Cloak of Elven Kind. Get rid of the disadvantage.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm still rolling at a +1.
It's not disadvantage.
It's not disadvantage.
The Dread doesn't stealth. The Dread actively wants to fight.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
In character, he wants to fucking go.
And
I
Zom
was
wants
just
to be the
thinking,
target. He just never gets
it'd be-
attacked.
It'd be really awesome if that snake had swallowed me, because I've got blind fighting too. So
All right, Roll20 is not participating right now.
I was wondering if it was just me. I've been having a lot of trouble with it.
Probably the compendiums, just because of all the information, since we were all scrolling through stuff.
Well, entirely up to you. Take a saddle of the cavalier for the mount you'll never get.
Just glad we didn't roll that at the very beginning.
We're going to start with more money.
Yeah, speaking of that, Dread, you're 2-weapon fighting.
I am.
Are you using a dagger?
I am.
Would you like to trade me daggers?
It's just a plain dagger that I have now.
Well, this one's a +2.
Sure. I'll take it. Anything else special about it, or is it just a +2 dagger?
There's
Is it
nothing
named or-
else special about it.
We got
Okay,
it from it will constantly remind you of all the fights you didn't get to participate in because it's from the.
Fuck.
It's
Oh, well, that's the reason why I go into a rage now all the time.
It has
I
a
look at this
lock
dagger.
insignia. Yeah.
It's the Lol's
Those big
dagger.
motherfuckers. That man.
A decanter
Sweet,
of
so now I've got
endless water.
2 daggers.
It's entirely up to you. You don't even have to take an item if you don't want one.
I don't know.
If you don't want to take an item, you can always get another cloak of protection, and I'll take it.
I never even wrote down the ring of whatever we had.
Ring of non-detection.
Probably because it's not really a ring, so I couldn't drag and drop it.
Yeah, it's supposed to be an
Yeah.
amulet
Probably
or
why I didn't.
periapt.
But I no longer have a fancy dagger. Just have a regular dagger. Just well, I guess I can always get rid of it again. Book of Protection at least is something.
It's something. It's not nothing.
Unfortunately, it is slot 2.
So you're taking cloak protection?
Yeah, I mean, it's better than nothing.
Did you guys eventually start, she'll go in through the wardrobes, getting ones that kind of look and match your style as best she can, and affix the portal. She will have dinner brought down to this space here, as tables and chairs would appear appropriate for a dining hall. As it's just her at the table, as the rest of people are. Actually, you know what? Milena will also join. Mordenkainen is going to get some well-needed rest.
When the Dread takes off his helmet to eat and everything, I imagine he looks a lot like Rorschach and the Watchmen.
Yep.
Just like
He's just a dude.
Like he's just a dude, but he's also been punched a lot. Like cauliflower ear and all that stuff.
Absolutely. As the Lustria will ask in detail for you to regale her with the story of how you retrieved the second piece. And Milena
So
will...
there were these pirates.
Oh.
Can I give like a performance check about the pirates? You want me to go do this whole story?
That's up to you.
So there's these fucking pirates down there. So we go through this portal and we see like these fish that are crazy with this light out in front of them to draw you in. And we had to fight those off before we saw the giant skeleton of this dead god. And then there was a ship all broken up. I think they had, because they were using the rod for power, they split themselves and crashed and fused with the god's dead body. And we fought off like a few fights. Weird thing that looked like an awesome cloak turned out to be some type of bat creature.
Oh, I think they're manta rays, cloakers, I believe they're called.
Yeah. Well, very appropriate. And in the end, we had to fight this fucking giant snake monster. And these lucky bastards got swallowed by it.
I wouldn't say they were lucky, but whatever.
They still have electrical burn marks all over them.
And then the dog stole the thing from its stomach, too. Man.
As you say, dog. Yeah. Do you reason Robbie's gonna look at you and just growl like you're calling him a dog?
What is he really?
He's the cat.
It's the
He's a
cat.
lynx.
He's a cat.
He's a big lynx.
Lynx, I forgot what he was. Otherwise, I would have called him just a cat instead of a dog. Like, the cat stole
Basically
it.
just a large, very large lynx.
Mm-hmm. Just kind of felt useless during that fight. I was looking forward to it so much. Oh well.
Sure, you'll
Next
get your
one.
chance.
You did quite a lot of damage. Don't worry. You weren't useless.
Well, I mean, I'm supposed to, take those hits so you don't have to.
Yes, well,
sometimes the rest of the world doesn't like to adhere to the tale that we want it to.
Yep. Bunch of assholes.
On that note, we can actually agree on.
Well, at least we're all still alive. That's what matters.
Milena, like, well, I'll drink to that. And she lifts her glass of wine and just drinks it with, like, not making a toast or anything, just, you know. You would see Illustrio kind of blush. Well, it seems like you all are having at least riveting time, if not, adventurous. Meh, I am envious
Oh,
of...
it's pretty fun. I wish we could do more, had more time, but we got to get this thing knocked out.
Oh yeah, I'm having a great time as well.
Oh. Well, I suppose if you're saving the universe and having a good time while you're doing it, then all is truly well. As long as we succeed.
Oh, I'm just glad I'm hanging out with my friends. Been a while since we hung out last. I missed it.
A few years.
It was nothing like catching up with old friends either. Tasha isn't quite... She's more like how she was, not how she is. And Mordenkainen, though prickly, is quite useful. I'm envious of your companionship you have with yours. Never really got a chance for that. Being... well...
I mean, if you're looking for some companionship, and I do not mean this in a dirty way, we can always have some drinks. You know, we got some time before bed.
Milena will smile as you say that. Oh, no, I have it covered. Don't worry about that, buddy.
Knew it!
And she'll blush Lustria will blush a little bit as...
And I think all of you pretty much know that Dred's just close to being asexual because he's so focused on his insanity.
Kill.
Violence.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I just turned to Illustrio and I was like, I get it.
Thank you. I guess. Well,
But yes, like
Yeah,
I
I mean,
know
open
that
invitation.
we are a means to an end. But if you do want to talk, or I don't know what people really do, like if you want to socialize with us, I guess you can.
well, isn't that what we're doing? I am quite a number of
Yeah, I mean, I
years...
just told a kick-ass story. I forgot the best part of it. I'm sorry. I just got, I get hung up on myself a lot. It's a big flaw. Larissa
You don't say.
did this amazing thing. I mean, I'm aware of it. I'm not that big of an idiot, but it happens. Anyway, Larissa did this really awesome move at the end. I don't even know what kind of crazy thing it is. It just basically almost burst the whole snake monster at the end. It was amazing.
Yeah, she actually hurt me more than any of the monsters the whole time. That whole stint in the adventure.
Well, from what I could see, you might have deserved that one.
Another fun thing that you've been there for, Dred, is we fought some kind of bipedal frog monster.
How old do you think these frog monsters were?
In
Like
the
maybe
astral,
teenage?
In the astral, yes. He took some kind of form of a no, was it a
the Zippo guy.
I forgot. And yeah, it was an hippo.
Mm-hmm.
He took that form, and then when we confronted him, he turned back into this kind of frog-like monster.
No,
Did it do any?
aberrations. Yes,
Did it do any
slotty.
martial arts?
Hmm?
Did it do any martial arts?
I believe
No.
you're confusing with the toads of battle with
Mm-hmm.
the turtles of
Yeah, you're right.
ninjas.
I did. 100%.
Hey, they're both badass, okay?
They are.
No, you missed that fight though.
Yeah, I fucking did.
They are quite the devious ones. Always trying to cause chaos, no matter the cost. Though I've been told, and I know this for a fact as I've seen it happen, that if you get a gem from the brain of these creatures, as they're all from some gem, connected to it somehow, a control gem, then you are actually in control of this slotty.
So you would have to remove the gem from its head.
Or
Then you
from the plane it came from, perhaps. Limbo, plane of total chaos. Don't, I pray, that our journeys do not take you there. That would be disastrous and, well, ill-fated.
I was just wondering how gentle I have to be with this removal.
I would assume so it would stay alive.
Hmm.
Probably use of
Not
magic
my
would be the
forte.
best. I'm sure you have friends that would help you with the task.
I've got some sharp knives. Steady hands.
So the first piece was in the Underdark of the Realms of which you came from. The second piece was floating among the astral sea, now the third in Eberron. I've only been a couple of times, but I've read about it. Curious where the fourth other pieces would be hidden. Could be the Hells. Could be Mechanus. Sure, you'd have to go through a lot of forms to fill out, if it were there.
I've never heard of a lot of these places. They all sound interesting, though.
Now, Mechanus is the plane of law, and certainly you've heard of the Hells.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I
not
heard
true.
of that.
Or even worse. At least the Hells have some form of bureaucracy. Could be in the Abyss. Just everything wants to kill you. But perhaps sometimes that's easier.
Everything seems to want to kill us anyway, so
Oh,
not too much new.
don't discount the soul's need for companionship or even friendship or help. I think you'll find people more helpful than you give them credit for. After all, I never would have thought I would have asked for help from Mordenkainen or Tasha. Maybe Tasha. Mordenkainen, though. Quite prickly. But he's in good spirits these days. But they helped nonetheless. Answered the call, as did you in a roundabout way. Perhaps there's more friends out there than we know.
Right. Well, we probably should get some rest and prepare for our trip to Eberron.
Yes, I will leave you to it to prepare for the morning and the day ahead. I'm glad we were able to sit down and have a proper talk. I do wish you luck, and should you need anything else, don't hesitate to ask myself. Nor Milena could help you, though not as knowledgeable. Twice as charming, though. And she'll give like a deep bow curtsy. Milena will just grab the bottle of wine off the table and as the two head to bed, leaving you there. As the dinner table would kind of arrange itself to be shorter and smaller, kind of morphing to the needs that it has in the moment. The beds are up there if you need them. And her and Milena head up, leaving you to take a long rest. And if there's anything else that you'd like to do, or any questions you'd have for Lustrio.
Are we all good on supplies for our trip? We need anything special?
I mean, I think I've got a lot covered. I've got 15 rations. I've got 2 water bottle or water jugs. I've got 2 50-foot ropes. I've got a shovel. I've got I'm just listing off everything in my pack. Like, I've got some caltrops. I've got some climbers gears. I've got necklaces with like bones and teeth. And
What ball bearings? You got ball bearings?
and I do not have ball bearings.
Think we'll need them?
Maybe I went with caltrops because they do. I think they do damage.
I've got if we ever get lost in Eberron, I can probably figure out things with my cartographic tool, so we'll see. Didn't really need them in the Underdark or in the she'll see.
Oh, I've got torches as well.
She did say the landscape changes. But they might help you.
Maybe, like, does the climate ever change? What kind of weather are we walking into?
That she wouldn't be able to tell you. She did say that there is a fog about the place.
Maybe
I
we should
do
get some
believe I have a fancy
jackets.
wool cloak.
Yes, you do.
Might be
Alright.
prudent to grab some jackets just to be safe.
Which I don't know if you've seen the images for Doom: The Dark Ages,
Yeah.
but I really like his cloak in that. It's like a wolf pelt or something.
How much would it be to get jackets for everybody? Except for Dread. He's
I don't know, like 2 gold apiece.
I'll pick some up for everybody. Throw them in the bag of holding.
Because you only really need 3, because 2 of you already have cloaks of protection.
Oh, that protects against elements as well.
I mean, they're comfy.
As much as a normal cloak, as much as a normal coat is.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like heavy clothing, heavy winter clothing, if that's what you're going for.
Yeah, I was going for like some like cold weather gear.
Okay, so yeah, it would be 5 gold each then.
5 gold each.
You have 5 pairs, 5 sets of cold weather clothing. Sized for each of you. That could probably run out and sigil and probably get it done overnight, or, within the time of you sitting there ordering it. Say a little workshop of little, I don't know, we'll say mechanical gnomes making like a little mechanical gnome sweatshop.
An auto gnome sweatshop? How
Yep.
dare you? We need to free those fuckers.
They're mindless. They don't know. They're just
They're
robots.
sentient.
Sure.
That's the best part
They're
of Star Wars
machines.
these days is the android stories.
The android stories. Well, anything?
During this time,
Yeah.
I do go up to Dexter. Say, Dexter, I would like to apologize for causing damage to your mind. But in all fairness, that electricity really, really hurt. I just thought I would clear the air. Yeah.
No, it's appreciated, but ultimately unnecessary. Like, you don't need to apologize. No, we're good. If anybody needs to apologize to me, I should have realized that you were capable enough to get out. I could have done something different, but
Yes, well, you don't always think the best during combat, and being burnt alive by acid certainly does impair one's thought process. So, yeah.
you can take people with your teleport now. When that happen?
It's a different spell. It's similar to one that Brendrig uses.
Man, you guys are so cool with your magic.
Yes, well. Thank you.
Unless you all get your rest on. A good night's sleep is had as you wake up in the morning. You could see Illustrial sipping some tea, or perhaps coffee. She would offer you some. And if any last questions before setting off to Eberron.
Anything we should know about the local inhabitants?
Now, I believe I've told you most of what I know. The automaton beings, I believe, act much like ourselves, should you encounter them. So you could find good ones or bad ones. There are, of course, people of flesh and monsters. I am curious about this blaze bear. Should you see one, please tell me in detail of what it's like. And I don't think you should find a... Well, their airships are said to be something truly arcane and something to marvel. Perhaps they fly over. I guess report back that if you see it, but...
Can I have one of those? Can I bring one back?
I don't think it would fit through the portal, but should you acquire one, I guess we would find a way. I think that's aiming a little too high. We
I think I need it.
just need
Pretty sure. Yep.
the piece of the rod. I should do.
Airship.
I think it's mostly a deserted space. But I don't know. I can't see it. That's what concerns me most of all. But I do wish you luck. And hopefully I will recover in time. Myself, Mordenkainen, and Tasha. Hopefully we can assist you. Being drained as such is no, well, benefit to anyone. But the cloak is ready when you are.
I'm ready for it. I'll go and I'll hop through.
Alright.
And I'll smile back at Dread as I do.
Let's
How's
go.
first one?
As one by one you step through the dark portal claw. The scenery shifts and changes as you immediately step out onto a tall hill, rocky and craggy. Nearby, atop this hill as it crests it, you can see a large 20-foot tall vertical black oval made of glass sitting on the muck atop it. The oval seems to reflect the surrounding mist-shrouded landscape with more clarity. Looks like a giant mirror. As you turn back around to see the landscape around, shrouded in fog and mist, craggy underfoot. It isn't the thickest fog where it's can't see anything, but it is thick enough to where it's hard to see most things. The ground beneath your feet shifts between grays and browns. The occasional dot or mat of old and dried grass, a little shrubbery. The air is cool, a little bit cold. Wind does blow here, but it doesn't clear any of the fog you see. The only thing you can really make out is this large oval glass structure nearby. And notably, the door behind you is gone.
Hasn't happened before.
Oh, I do not like that.
Seems a lot is off here.
Yeah. Seems like the only place we can go is that sphere, but it was a wisest choice.
Well, if everything moves constantly, I guess our door exit just moved.
It would make sense.
Close my eyes and take a deep breath and try and feel the elements around. How they feel. Vibe check.
Cool mountain air, scent of iron and rust. Moisture is abound, but not plentiful.
I want to look for enemies, people, things, creatures.
You see nothing in this mist, in this fog, save for this portal that's maybe about 20 feet away from where you step. It's not portal, yeah, you can call it a portal.
Mirror.
Mirror. Oval.
I don't know. It seems we only have one way forward. What are your thoughts?
Might be something invisible nearby.
We knew magic was going to be iffy here. See what we can find.
Let's go.
As you approach this mirror,
Well, since no one else has done it, It'll be my first time. I'm going to cast see invisibility.
Okay.
But no one can see what happens to my eyes because I'm in a helmet.
Absolutely.
And I try to do it under my breath.
We'll say as you cast see invisibility, as you're approaching this mirror, Dread, you see double. You do see this large mirror that has a perfect reflection. Not perfect. A much better reflection with a little bit supernatural clarity of the landscape behind you. Can almost peer through the mist. But you would also see something else. Looks like draped black cloth within the mirror. Resembles the black cloth that Illustrial had. So the mirror is your portal. Or is your way back.
Okay.
But looking in, you kind of see the landscape as looking through it behind you, kind of down a hill, there's a river. Looks to be some tents there. Further beyond, you can make out a windmill. Dotted couple of homes, buildings at least. Doesn't look to be much. Kind of all in this valley. But what strikes you most strange of all? A good half dozen giant mechanical humanoid looking creations, all unique in their forms, all broken, some more rusted than others, and you just get glimpses. It's not perfect clarity, but it is clearer than anything else you've seen as you look through the mirror.
Fucking gods.
As you can see.
Metal monsters, giants.
Yep.
Do you guys see this in this mirror? Or is it just me?
They can see that. They don't see the portal.
Okay.
Yeah. But I think we should probably not try to fight those things if we can.
There.
They do seem to be broken.
I don't think they'll fight us anymore. I don't know what they are, but these metal giants don't work.
Some of them half buried,
I think
collapsed.
we should head to that homestead by the river.
Yeah, let's head that way.
As you turn around, the vision you had seen in the mirror, very heavily obscured. Well, maybe not very heavily. Obscured. But you can almost like make out the figures in the far distance. But it's mostly you relying on memory from what you saw in that portal as that kind of after image fades. You just see that
Don't
low
worry,
fog.
guys. I'll get us there. Just follow me. Can I try to lead everybody to this giant over here?
I'll give him guidance.
Absolutely, you can try, but as you make your first steps into this new land, we are going to end there tonight. And you guys are going to level up.
Fuck yeah.
But yeah, we'll be level 13.
Lucky 13. Yes.
Jeez. So yeah, we're going to end there tonight, folks, with on a new land, Eberron, Mount Ironrot, in the Mournlands. We will pick up there next week as we are delving into something very different. Thank you all for watching. Join us next time. And everyone have a good week.
It's been fun. Thanks, guys.
Night,
Night.
night.
Bye.